Well, Brett, this is a mammoth piece of legislation, and I had my reservations from the beginning when I heard about it 5.5 months ago, and I've been working diligently every day and every minute of every day. I've been working on this, meeting with, whether it be the President Biden, whether it be Majority Leader Schumer and his staff, whether it would be with Nancy Pelosi, all of my colleagues.
For those listening, this is Joe Manchin talking, Democrat senator.
Right to the left. I've done everything humanly possible. And my concerns I had, and I still have these concerns, and where I'm at right now, the inflation that I was concerned about, it's not transitory, it's real, it's harming every West Virginian. It's making it almost difficult for them to continue to go to their jobs, the cost of gasoline, the cost of groceries, the cost of utility bills. All of these things are hitting in every aspect of their life.
It's hurting all of us in every state.
Start looking at, then you have the debt that we're carrying at $29 trillion. You have also the geopolitical unrest that we have. You have the COVID variant, and that is wreaking havoc again. People are concerned. I've been with my family. I know everyone's concerned. So when you have these things coming at you the way they are right now, I've always said this, Brett, if I can't go home and explain it to the people of West Virginia, I can't vote for it. And I cannot vote to continue with this piece of legislation. I just can't. I've tried everything humanly possible.
Good.
I can't get there.
You're done. This is a no.
This is a no.
They're really showing themselves to do really well.
This is a no, ladies and gentlemen. The Build Back Better bill, at least right now, is dead. Is there a chance they can try to revive it next year? Yes, but the consensus shows that the fighting will just keep occurring, but among the Democrats, the progressives, and it'll just hopefully sink into the sea like Atlantis apparently did over 10,000 years ago. Joe Manchin opposes the $4.91 trillion Build Back Better Act, and don't let anybody tell you it's any cheaper than that. It's not. It's $4.91 trillion, even more than that, most likely. We have, a $27, $28, $29 trillion deficit? Yeah, that'll be the death of this country. We need to get back on the plan that pays that debt down. Joe Manchin knows it. We all know it. And I'm happy that he's standing in the way of what would essentially turn this country into a socialist shithole. Plain and simple. The Build Back Better bill destroys this country. It's Great Reset George Soros bullshit. And at least somebody has the balls to stand up to it. At least they want to stay in their seat. I'll tell you that, because I believe that if he were to vote for that bill, the people in his town would crucify him. They'd absolutely crucify him. All right. So he has killed the bill. We can at least be thankful about that. We can celebrate that. But these are headlines. We're going to zoom through them. And speaking of killing things, these are some things that nobody likes to talk about. They don't like to tell you what criminals look like, what they're doing, or how they're doing it. But there's a killer right now. And it's not Joe Manchin. No, it's a man from Fairfax. They call him the shopping cart killer. All right, he's murdered at least 4 women. His name is Anthony Robinson. He's 35 years old. He's an African-American man from Washington, D.C. And they're going to say, oh, why would you say that you're a racist? Why does race matter? Skin color doesn't matter. No, you're right. It doesn't. But the left, they say it. They're going to say it every time anything happens, anytime a white guy does anything. So why don't we just say it, right? We want to be better than them. We want to be able to say skin color doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter. But to the left, it matters selectively. They like to come out and pretend to be some party of equality, but really their policies have kept black people in chains to this day. All of the inner city folks that are dealing with the drama, that think socialism is the answer, all of the things, the pressure, the systemic racism they talk about comes from old white Democrat policies. That's what it comes from. So let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a criminal a criminal. I say skin color doesn't matter, but maybe you should know Anthony Robinson, African-American serial killer. And what did he do? He would take these women that he would meet online using dating apps, welcome to the 21st century, and then he would murder them, chop them up, put them in a shopping cart, and transport them to their final destination. It says Anthony Eugene Robinson, 35, was named as the shopping cart killer by Harrisonburg and Fairfax County Police at a press conference on Friday. Robinson has been charged with the slaying of Aline Elizabeth Beth Redmond, 54, Tonita Laree Smith, 39, and she's of Charlottesville. Fairfax County Police have tentatively linked Robinson to the murder of Cheyenne Brown of Washington, D.C., who was last seen September 30th. Police say they believe her remains, along with another unidentified person, were found in a wooded area in the Huntington area of Fairfax County on Wednesday. The victims did nothing wrong, said Fairfax Major Ed O'Carroll. This didn't have to happen. All right, so this is what happens. Police Chief Kevin Davis says that Robinson's signature is meeting people through dating websites. He'd meet them at motels, kill them through blunt force trauma, and then he'd transport their bodies to a dumping site using a shopping cart. Hence, he is the shopping cart killer. All right, he is the shopping cart killer. Folks, none of this matters to most people. All right, we're surrounded by people that are living their lives that aren't paying attention to any of this. They're just listening to what the radio says, to what the news says, to what some CNN anchor says, to what companies full of pedophiles like to say, that white people are going around murdering people, white people are going around killing black people, white people are going around killing people. This is a black serial killer, and all of his victims are black. All right? He is just another killer, just like a white person would be who was killing people. When are people going to understand this doesn't matter? Your skin color and all this doesn't matter. If you're insane, if you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit. That's what it is. That's what it is. But race has been injected into all of this. All right. The left will say race. I just said a race. It's all been injected into everything because everything's been politicized. Everything has been put into place to divide us, to pull us apart. So why don't we call a spade a spade? That is a killer. All right. Plain and simple. And a white guy who did the same thing, that would be a killer, a serial killer. All of them equal in standing, just like black people and white people equal in standing. In fact, all Americans equal in standing. Skin color doesn't matter. That is a Democrat talking point, and the Democrats are dragging us back into it. But we don't want to deal with that. The 21st century United States of America, where we're at right now, right into the 20s. All right, 2021 going into 2022, fed up with all of the nonsense, fed up with all of the bullshit. Trump ripped off the scab, pulled back the curtain. We saw the man behind it, and we know the truth. We know we're being manipulated. We know we're being bullshitted. We know. So in 2021, right at the end of the year, a year where anything is possible, where anything could happen, where space aliens have been coming out of the sky, apparently, and UFOs are now A-OK to the Pentagon. Hey, they did come out a couple weeks ago. If you don't believe me, go look it up. UFOs are apparently real. They don't know what they are, and all hell's about to break loose. Great. But again, nobody's paying attention. It's 2021, a year where Jake Paul, a YouTuber, is now having $1 million boxing matches on national television and knocking out BLM supporters while crowds shout, "Fuck Joe Biden" in the background. I'm not making this up. This is the world we live in. The entire culture is rejecting racism, is rejecting hate, is rejecting evil by rejecting Joe Biden, rejecting the Democrat policies, rejecting Black Lives Matter, and rejecting this insane socialist worldwide takeover. All right. So now in 2021, instead of reporting things like Cambodia or some sort of conflict overseas or some serious news, the serious news is that YouTuber Jake Paul knocks out BLM supporter Tyron Woodley as the crowd chants. Woody and chouts Tyron Woodley as the crowd chants, "Fuck Joe Biden." And I'm actually happy to report this news. All right. I'm happy that the scab has been ripped off, that we realize we've had all these false flag events around the world, that we realize that things that are happening in other countries don't always concern us, that we realize, listen, Trump showed us the truth. He showed us the truth, and we're all awake. All right. Fuck Joe Biden is being chanted as Jake Paul knocks out BLM supporter Tyron Woodley. It says YouTuber turned pro boxer Jake Paul has knocked out former MMA champion, aspiring rapper, and vocal BLM supporter Tyron Woodley in a boxing rematch with an overhand right punch. Paul had won the first fight via split decision, and Woodley had begged for a rematch, just like BLM always does. It's not fair. The world is not fair. We want more. We need a second chance. We need 1,000,000 chances. If you don't know what discipline, hard work, and fighting for something you believe in is, you could have 1,000,000 chances and you'll never succeed. And remember, when I say this, BLM, the organization, is very different than Black Lives Mattering. Black lives do matter. All lives matter. White people, black people, Asian people, Jewish people, Muslim people, everybody matters. But BLM, the organization, is a socialist, terrorist organization hell-bent on the destruction of democracy and tearing down the foundations of the U.S. Constitution. That's very different than caring about black people. Paul won this fight. He beat the shit out of this dude. And now here on American Reveille, leading into the show, going with the headlines, a couple things I wanted to do at the beginning of this show, I'm going to show you Jake Paul knocking this dude the F out. And then you're going to get to hear people shouting, fuck Joe Biden in the background. And we're going to start your day, end your day, continue your day with a great feeling deep in your heart, deep in your stomach, and a tingle right down deep inside where it's dirty. Maybe not, hopefully not. But I'm going to get you in a good mood right here because, folks, when was the last time you saw a good knockout?
Just haven't been.
Asleep.
No, stay down. I need a doctor. I need a doctor. I need a doctor.
For those listening and not watching, with an overhand right punch, a once YouTube sensation, showing kids now you can do and be anything you want to be, knocked this dude so hard with an overhand right punch, he went to sleep.